Welcome to the Fantasy Source Fastball Podcast. My name is David Arnott. I'm sitting next to Matt Lutovsky. How's your week been?
It's been all right. I can't complain.
It's been all right?
Except for last night. But other than that.
How would your week be if you were a Washington Nationals fan right now?
It would be very, very, very good. Probably the best week ever.
Probably the best
ever.
Hey,
as a Nationals fan.
that would be the qualification, I would think. Washington Nationals haven't had that much going for them over their brief history. Ryan Zimmerman's nice,
right?
But he's not Stephen Strasburg or Bryce Harper for that matter. But
right.
Stephen Strasburg is the guy that we're concerned with right now. 14 strikeouts, 7 innings, I think it was. Yeah. I speaking personally, I haven't seen someone throwing frisbees like that since Kerry Wood circa 1998.
Yeah, he is ridiculous. He really did live up to the hype, surpass the hype. We've been talking about him a lot, as a lot of people have, and I think people might be sick of it. Maybe not, but after last night, what can you say? Like, he went out there, he dominated. It was an incredible performance. I've been reading a lot lately. Some people are trying to dismiss it, like, oh, it was against the Pirates. Come on, this kid made his major league debut and struck out 14 and didn't walk a batter. It was amazing, and he's not going to do that every time out. We know that, but it's what you want to, from a mega prospect. It was all that and more.
Now, we're going to get into what this means for fantasy owners, especially if you already have Strasburg. And also you can take some notes if you don't already have him and you've got your eye on him. A few weeks ago, one of our colleagues, Eric Ferguson, wrote a piece about the psychology of owning players in fantasy baseball. And that's one of the things that it seemed like in our pre-show discussion that you touched on, that if you have Stephen Strasburg, you're going to love having him right now. And if you don't have him, the emotional reaction right now is, oh, that's pretty. It's a pretty little shiny thing in the window. So let's just take, for example, a young pitcher who's already proven to be very good and could be getting better. Maybe somebody who is a candidate to be kept in keeper leads. If I have Stephen Strasburg right now and somebody else offers me Tommy Hanson, what would you do if you were in my position?
Well, if you have Strasburg, like right now, it's all about Strasburg. Like, he's your keeper, he's your future. That's all you're thinking about. So it's just a weird situation where you're like, well, I already have the best. Even though guys had one start, like I said, it was an incredible start, but it is just one start. So if you're sitting there and someone's trying to get Strasburg from you, you're going to demand a lot. But you can come at them and be like, all right, well, I'll lower my offer to just Tommy Hanson. If the Strasburg owner owns Hanson or something like that, and it might seem like I'm giving away Hanson. Who cares? A year ago at this time, he was not quite at the level of Strasburg, but close in terms of hype and in terms of performance and whatnot. So it's really interesting the way one player can affect other players. Really, it shouldn't. But it can. I
mean, one of the things that I've been enjoying reading recently is Tom Tango has a blog called Inside the Book, insidethebook.com. Read it every day. And one of the things he's fond of saying is that you can't project Strasburg to have a better rookie season than Tom Seaver did. I mean, that would be off the charts. And if you have any kind of projection above that, then you're out of your mind.
Right.
The thing is that there are a lot of pitchers, young pitchers, relatively a lot of pitchers, who as young pitchers do have seasons that are better than Tom Seaver's, and let alone someone like Roy Halladay, who's in the prime of his career and having an amazing season. So if you've got Stephen Strasburg, hype can work in your advantage.
Yeah. No, it can, and it's really interesting how, other pitchers, like, it's funny, like, Ubaldo Jimenez is having a historic year so far, and now it's just like, even like Jason Hayward, who was all the rage, ESPN had him on every promo. Mike Stanton comes up yesterday for the Marlins, goes 3 for 5, scores a couple runs. No one's even talking about it. It's just all about Strasburg. It's all the focus. And fantasy owners can use that to their advantage even if they don't have them, as weird as it sounds.
And in the larger picture also, even though Stanton doesn't get nearly the hype that Strasburg does, there's a strong argument to be made that, especially if you're in a non-keeper league, Stanton's the more valuable player moving forward.
Well, yeah. I mean, offensive players, we put up on the Fastball blog, our polling station this Monday, it was, who's going to be the first player drafted next year. And I think the choices were Strasburg, Hayward, Stanton. There were some like John Eli, Mike Leake, some of these other rookies who are doing well. And, Hayward was the runaway winner to start. I'd be curious to see if that's changed after last night. But it's just very strange how fickle fantasy owners are, how they just jump up from one bandwagon to another. And at the end of the day, especially for this year, Stephen Strasburg only has about 100 innings he's going to throw. He's not going to be there in September for you. So if you're counting on him, so the idea of right now, to a Strasburg owner, if you own Strasburg and I offered you Felix Hernandez straight up, would you do it?
Heartbeat.
Right.
Heartbeat. Right.
But I bet most wouldn't. I bet most would be like, Felix Hernandez, he got shelled again last night. Screw that guy. He's 24. It's like, he's done. So it's but that's the thing. You really need to think about this rationally, as tough as that is after a guy strikes out 14 in his debut.
So, I guess the takeaway would be that, it's fun to be involved with the Strasmus movement and everything. It's fun to see a guy do all of those things. Yeah. But if you're trying to win, you've got to be rational about these sorts of things and say, look, if Stephen Strasburg has a historic rookie season and has a better rookie season than anyone in history, you couldn't have predicted that.
Right.
And your odds are better in taking a guy like, say, Felix Hernandez, if he's offered to you, even though he's having a supposedly down year for himself, he's more likely to be better moving forward.
Well, and he's definitely more likely to be there in September, at least pitching, as opposed to icing his arm and resting and getting prepared for the future. I mean, that guy's a horse. He throws 200 plus every year. So but that's the thing. We get so captivated by upside. We think this guy's going to strike out 10 every game. I can't trade that, but. He's not, and eventually.
Sorry to disappoint you, but he's not.
Yeah, he's not. As great as he is, it's just fun. Look at Tim. I wonder if Tim Lincecum right now is going, "Hey guys, two Cy Youngs. I know I'm struggling a bit, but two Cy Youngs. They call me the freak. And it's just yesterday's news."
Matt Lutovsky, thank you for joining us on the podcast.
Hope we helped. Hope we helped some people.
Yeah, we're gonna do this again, right?
Yeah, we'll do this again.